Yeah. Hello. Oh, hi. Come on in. This is Ruby's house. Later we'll go to Ruby's room. But it's part of the BBC. Hello. It's part of the BBC series about mental health. And each week you email me, and then we talk about mental health issues and well-being, you know, blah, 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 that kind of stuff. But let me just say, you're not alone. Many people suffer, especially me. Okay, I'll make you some tea in a second. But today we're talking about depression. So it's not a lightweight thing. I think about 70% of suicides are due to depression, and more women get it than men. I mean, let me just say that there's a terrible stigma attached to it. I mean, people are ashamed. They don't want to discuss it because nothing shows. You know, if I had a lump or a wound or a scar, everybody would send me flowers and they'd say, oh, I'm sorry, you know, you get cards. But this thing is in your mind. I mean, it's your thinking that's sick. It's punitive, negative, assaulting kind of thoughts. So nothing shows. You know, you don't know where to go. I mean, this isn't like, I don't know, your baby left town and you're sitting on your porch singing the blues. This is mind-numbing, screaming, paralyzing agony. This is pain, so take it really seriously. Okay, I'm just going to put on the tea, and then you can have it. So I'm going to go upstairs, and I'm going to read some emails, and then later my friend is coming over, Tina, who suffers from depression, so follow me. I'm going to read some emails that we got on the web, and, well, as I said, you know, this is about depression, and I'm an expert. This is, my son did that picture. Look. If that's not depression, I don't know what is. I've entitled it, Do You Think I Did Something Wrong as a Mother? Okay, I got another email from Laura Q, who asked, how can I help my husband cope with his depression, stress, and how to control his temper? Laura, I can't say it enough. Just talk to the guy because he's completely isolated. You know, this is the most debilitating for me, mental illness, is depression, because you're hearing thoughts that are, you know, as I said, punitive and negative, and the poor guy is, you know, feeling awful about it because, again, he can't show you a wound. So just talk to the guy, talk to him. See if, you know, just say a lot of people have it, because another bad thing about depression, it affects the family. So please just try to get him to see a doctor because he feels probably terrible about what he's got. So, you know, if he's got you, then that's a great thing. Okay, now I'm going to go to my kitchen again, and I'll get you the tea, which is probably burnt by now. I'm going to talk to Tina, who suffers from depression. Which occasion?
Yeah.
Which was the worst depression?
The recent one.
Right.
It's definitely the worst.
So what happens? Like I know.
Like.
Oh, there's drilling.
Yeah, the drilling.
All right. Okay. So go ahead. What happens?
Well, I'll tell you the first bout.
Okay.
Was when I was 22 and I lost my dad.
Yeah.
That was the first.
So like a real
kind
of incident.
Like wasn't as bad as the most recent.
What's the most recent thing?
The most recent was sort of middle of last year, leading up to December, and I had work issues.
Because once you have one depression.
Yeah,
once you have more than one depression, it's pretty likely you're going to have them in cycles.
Yeah, well, I did have it. Then I had depression with my daughter. Depression leads to lack of concentration, and
yeah, you can't.
You don't sleep.
You
properly,
can't read.
You can't read.
You can't eat.
You can't eat.
Yeah.
And you just feel exhausted all the time. That's how I felt, and incredibly emotional all the time. Incredibly, just at the drop of a hat, I'd cry. And I couldn't stop crying, and I'd cry all night, and wake up looking like a fish. Which is not pretty.
And now you don't, now you've stopped, but how did you stop it? How did you stop the whole thing?
Well, it's just a process that you go through.
Do you think it ends anyway? Like, it has its climax and then it dips?
Yeah, there's ups and there's downs.
Are you on medication?
I am, yeah.
Right. You think without the medication you could have come out?
In combination with the medication.
What's in combination with?
Like the exercise, just setting yourself like little goals in life that you weren't able to do when you were at your
Like just going to the
deepest.
shop.
Yeah.
They have to be little ones, don't
they? They have to be little ones.
Do you think
I've done a lot of shopping.
Did your friends say, is this your imagination? Did your friends go, come on,
I've had a lot
out?
of people that think, can't believe it because Tina's happy-go-lucky, always has a smile on her face, always laughing, joking.
Yeah.
And I've had this brick wall, and they just can't believe that it's happened to me, and are in disbelief, and I haven't heard from these people. So
your friends ditched you?
I had one in particular that I felt ditched me, yeah. I haven't heard.
Because you're not the smiley face you used to be.
No, because they can't accept that I'm not the happy-go-lucky, the one that bounces everybody back up.
Yeah.
I just wanted to say how I felt, but I couldn't. But it was fine. Well, her reaction was, well, she was fine the last time I saw her, when I only went out with her a few weeks before, and I thought, well, that's a one-to-one, it's not a group situation. I couldn't deal with group situations. And then I felt guilty because I let her down.
Do you think everybody feels pressure to act a certain way when they're in groups?
Yeah.
And then if you have a proclivity for depression,
and I just couldn't.
You snap into it.
Yeah, and I didn't want to have to explain to everybody what was going on. I didn't want to. And I knew that it would all be, well, what's happening in your life and what are you doing? And I just couldn't do it. I just didn't want to do it.
So what got you out of it? Drugs and?
Drugs and just a few, therapy sessions, and this CBT, cognitive behavioural therapy, which is brilliant.
Are you over it?
I'm getting there. I'm getting there.
How much percentage?
I would say I was 60-70%.
Right.
I definitely see things differently.
Do you feel freakish having depression?
I did do.
Yeah.
But I don't do now, and I'm not ashamed of the fact that I've been depressed.
Right, because it's an illness.
It's an illness, and we should wear bandages on our heads.
To recognise each other.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. And be proud of what we're trying to achieve with ourselves to make ourselves better.
It's a thought sickness.
It is a thought sickness.
Yeah.
And it's deep-rooted and has many, many causes. And we're all very, very different.
Okay, so if you're like Tina, you had a traumatic experience, or even if you didn't have a traumatic experience, you just feel that beyond sadness, that you can't concentrate, you can't sleep, there's punitive thoughts in your head, and the world is kind of foggy, I'll open the door for you, then you've got depression. Okay, don't be embarrassed about it, it happens. And if you keep those letters coming to my website, which is ruby'sroom@bbc.co.uk. Okay, see you next week.